Alrighty, y'all. We're gonna Joe's Retro World. Today, we're gonna take a look at the original Nintendo Entertainment System, or the Famicom as it was known in Japan. Well, y'all, right here I have my own two personal Nintendo consoles. This front loader I got off from Macari. I think I paid $30 for it. It wasn't working too good. All it was it needed a little cleaning. Other than that, it works great. And what I mean by front loader is that you have to load the games just like this. Just like the name implies. You load it from the front, push it in, push it down, locks, and then you turn it on, of course. And boom, you were playing. But this was infamous about the pins. The pins in the back were constantly shifting, and it would not make good contact. So toward the end of the life of the Nintendo said, well, since we just came out with a Super Nintendo, let's go ahead and revamp our NES and make a top loader. And that's what this is. This is the NES top loader. And it's NES 101. Now, this one was an improvement from its design, and it also, because it was a top loader, it guaranteed that your game worked 99% of the time. Not like the front loader. The front loader, like I said, had that issue of the games just didn't want to work. You had to wiggle it a little bit. You push it in there, sometimes finesse it, and boom, it'll finally play. The top loader, on the other hand, will play all the time. So this right here is an image of the Famicom one. I do not have that one with me to show you, but the controller was connected to the game system, and they only offered RF out. And so that kind of sucked. It sucked because you couldn't stand away far from the game system because the controllers were stuck to it. So when it was brought to America, we got these beautiful controllers right here. And we got a good long 6-foot long cord. They were interchangeable. We would just plug it in and out right here. There was also other devices, other game controllers that were made right away at the launch edition. I have one right over here. Let me get it. Now, this is one that came out of launch edition, which was the NES Advantage. Now, this thing was beautiful because even though it wasn't a true joystick, it did have great features, which was turbo. And this turbo really worked because you were able to turn it up, down, turn it off and on manually. You can also switch between first and second player. So you didn't have to worry about, switching controllers. You just plug both of them up and you just select what you're playing, first or second player. You also had, of course, slow motion, which was basically pause and unpause and constantly real fast. So it made that ding noise, which was very annoying, but it did work. But I never used it. It sucked. You got your start and select. So yeah, this controller right here was just awesome when it first came out. It is a lot smaller than I remember because I was a child when I came out, but yeah. So we had this beautiful controller. Yeah, these controllers when we came to the United States, and we were able to sit far away from the system and enjoy it. Now, one thing Nintendo did for us on this very first unit right here was that they offered composite out with mono stereo. And so you were able to hook up your TV using RCA cables like this. Okay, you just plug it up to your video and to your audio and hook it up to your TV, turn it on, and boom, you had a very, very clean, very beautiful signal through composite. Now here in the back, you can see this is where you plug up your RF. You switch between channels 3 and 4 because this is the United States. In Japan, it would have been channel 2 and 3. And this is where you plug in your power adapter right here. Now, there is a mod that you can remove right here, this little place. And you put you a little mod chip, a board and everything. And this gives you RF stereo sound. Because the only way you got stereo sound was through the RF signal. And this was very, very ugly. And by RF, I mean this adapter right here. Sega Genesis, TurboGrafx, everything, every pretty much 8-bit system, even up to 16 bits, came out with one of their own versions of the adapter. They all work on every console. This just plugs in just like this, okay? And then this plugs up to the back of your TV. Oh, come on. Okay, plugged it to the back of your TV, and that's it. Then you can put your cable through here, so you can still continue watching cable. But you put on channel 3 or 4, boom, you were playing games. But if you wanted a better, clearer image with better sound, then you would use your RCA jacks. Now, Nintendo kind of sucks because when they switched over to this top loader right here, yes, it did improve, game functionality by putting it on the top. You didn't have to worry about these pins, messing up or anything like that. It is smaller. It is sleeker. It is gorgeous. But unfortunately, they took away the composite. All they left us was RF out, and that was it. And that sucks. Now you can do a mod to do your red, green, blue, your RGB mod. So then you can use your Super Nintendo cables and get beautiful red, green, blue through HD Retrovision cables. All right. But it's not the same. It's a difficult mod. It's not for the faint-hearted. So make sure you know what you're doing before you even try it, okay? There is a red, green, blue mod you can use for your regular Nintendo and for this top loader right here for the NES 101. So I want to go ahead and show you what it looks and sounds like with RF adapter, and then show you what it sounds and looks like with the the composite. I will be having headphones on it so you can actually hear it very clearly and nice and pretty. But before we do that, let me give you some specs real quick. Now, it was released in July 2015. July 15, 1983 was released in Japan. And then in North America, we got it in October of 1985. And that's because it was a different design, okay? And then, of course, in England, it was released in 86 in September 86. Brazil followed in 1993. Man, they had to wait 10 years. That sucks. That really sucks. I'm glad I was able to get it early, way early. So, the Famicom only lasted all the way to 2003, which is amazing. I didn't know that the Famicom lasted that long. All the way to 2003. In the US, it only lasted up to 95. And same thing for the NES. Yeah, that sucks. So 10 years in the States. And man, that was 10 years. 93 to 2000. That was 20 years that it lasted in the Famicom lasted. Man, that is just crazy. So when it first came out, it was $179 in the U.S., 14,800 yen in Japan, and that's equivalent to $490 in 2021 money. I'm pretty sure probably like $500 even now in 2023. So all you complaining about your new PlayStation 4s and all that and 5s costing so much, hey, this cost just the same when it first came out. Now, when the top loader came out, they actually was selling it for $99. It was pretty cool because they had the Super Nintendo selling for, what was it, $199 at the time or $250. So this released at the same time just so they can get the last little bit of the sales. And so, yeah, they were selling it for $99, half price. And then some places you actually even find it on sale, on discount at different places that couldn't sell them. But altogether, there were 61.9 million units sold worldwide. That is awesome. That is just awesome, awesome. Okay, of course, it has two controller ports, as you can see in the front. It did come with the original Super Mario Brothers game with Duck Hunt. I do have that over here. Let me grab that infamous Zapper gun. Now, the Nintendo originally came with this gray Zapper gun. But later on, federal government started mandating that toy guns have a orange tip on the front due to a child being murdered by cops because they thought he had a gun and he had a zapper, a Nintendo zapper. That sucks, y'all. He had a little light gun. Cop thought he had that. They killed him. So Nintendo started releasing only the orange light gun. Okay, so the whole thing was painted orange. It was crazy. This was the only part gray, but all this was safety orange. All right, to distinct itself. And Nintendo did that, and people loved it because it showed that Nintendo actually cared about their kids. It was more of let's make sure we don't lose money thing. It really wasn't that. I hate that about corporate America. They don't think about life. They think about money. So yeah. So getting a gray gun is not very hard. Buying these consoles nowadays, you can find the front loader in good condition for about 50 to 60 bucks. If you're paying more, you're getting screwed over. Don't pay more than that. Same thing with this top loader. It is more rare. It is rarer. Is proper English, and it sells for 100 to about 150. It is not as good as to me as the front loader, but hey, to each their own. I got mine for free from my mother-in-law, the top loader. She gave it to me for free after fixing it. And then, of course, like I said, I bought this one off of my car for 30 bucks. Cleaned it up. It works. So let's go ahead and show some gameplay from some of the games that I love playing on this system. I have it hooked up. Let me go ahead and set this camera up and show y'all. One more thing before I show you gameplay. I forgot to mention, I don't have a controller, but the top loader did come with what is referred to as the dog bone controller. It's an NES controller that's shaped like a Super Nintendo. And a lot of people like it. A lot of people hate it. To me, it doesn't matter. I really enjoy the original, and so that's what I use. But if you're gonna find one, you'll find them out there. Sometimes you'll find them in completed in a box for like 60 bucks. That's kind of high to me. I wouldn't buy one for that price. 20, 30 bucks at the most. So don't get yourself screwed over, okay? Just trying to find a controller. But I wish I had a dog bone, controller to show you. It was beautiful. It was very similar to an NES controller, but yeah, it was from Nintendo. All right, let's go set this up. Alrighty, y'all. So here is RF feed and sound, okay? So this is exactly what you hear and see if you're using a RF signal. I'm gonna go ahead and play Leonardo today. I try to get it as clear as I can. It's a little more difficult to do with. I am playing on a little 9-inch RCA, very, very good little TV. So this is all RF. You can actually hear the analog noisiness from where all the color, red, green, blue, and black and white and sync are all being run, and audio through one wire, which is the RF modulator that you have plugged in to the back of your TV and to the back of the system. So let me go ahead and switch it over to show you how it sounds. And basically HD compared to that. So that's channel 3. Now this is composite. Now as you can see, the feed improved, and wait till you hear it. You push A and B at the same time, you do a special move. Doesn't take any power away. Kills the enemy in one hit. I hate it. Sometimes it's hard to do. As you can see, it looks way better and sounds better. Now this is mono audio being fed split into both headphones, but it is mono audio. So there's no left-right direction. Oh. Alright, let's go back to the RF feed. Back to stereo sound, but through RF. And Nintendo should have made the top loader with composite out and stereo sound. That right there probably would have made them sell way more units than they did, but every company always tries to save money. And then we have to pay that price with lower quality devices. But yeah, let's try another game and let's check it out. Up, up, down, down, left, right, BEA start. 30 lives, baby. Gotta do it every time. Alright, so once again, RF signal. Alright, let's see how much better it improves with composite. Alright, here's a composite feed with mono sound. Oh, what was that? Trying to pay attention to the Nintendo. So you can see the video feed and sound is way better, way better. The humming noise of the analog signal goes down, everything goes down. And this is why you do those mods. This is why mods are a very beautiful thing now in 2023, where you can just fix whatever issues they didn't provide back in the day. Alright, back to RF. RF signal. This is the way you used to play back in the day, baby. You didn't know about. But back in the day, all this would have been brand new. So any interference or whatever from years of breakdown would have been gone. It would have looked way better and sounded better, even with RF. So why do we care about it now? It's because we know about it. That's about it. But yeah, I love playing on my Nintendo. switch over to a better feed. Yeah, you didn't know about those secrets, did you? Yeah, you could just stand like that and shoot it from the side, and I had to worry about being blown up. Oh, what was that? I didn't know he was touching my leg. All right. All right, y'all. I hope you enjoyed this review of this beautiful device, the Nintendo. Go out there, emulate it, get your original hardware, do what you want to do, just play it. Nintendo has all kind of beautiful games out there. Contra, to me, is one of the best. I'm going to go ahead and sit here and play through the game and beat it real quick, and then just enjoy life as it is. All right, y'all. Until next time, peace and much love from Joe's Retro World.